Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently on the recent videos. Our last video is coming up to about 4,000 views and I've got so many comments on it of just positive things about the channel. So thank you all so much for the support. And I did say that I will be doing a giveaway of my Print Stream USB and my Print Stream Desert Eagle once I hit 500 subscribers. And what you guys have just completely blown that out of the water. We're almost on 750 subscribers now. So here we are with this new giveaway. So I wrote down the names of everyone that's commented on some of our recent videos. I'm not going to delay too much longer. Let's see who the lucky winner is. So XFusion104. If you are watching this, you are the winner. Congratulations. Make sure to have your trade link in your bio and I'll be able to reach out to you that way and send you your item that way. And I'll make sure to find your channel and save it, or find your YouTube channel and save it before posting this video in case there is any imposters out there. But anyway, guys, we're talking about knives today and I'm going to be ranking all of the knives in order of how I feel they are as investments. So I'm not going to be ranking them which is the worst to the best. I'm going to be ranking them worst to best in terms of investing in them long term. So enough chit chat. Let's just hop straight into it. Okay, guys. So the knife that we have absolutely bottom of the list, which is no surprise at all. This is the Navajo knife. Now the Navajo knife is at the bottom of the list for a couple of different reasons. Number one is a lot of people don't really like this knife. It's not very popular, and that is why it is overall the cheapest knife on this list. Now it is quite low in value and it is not currently in any active dropping cases, which is good. This fade version is around $215, I believe, at the moment. But overall, I'm putting this last at the list just because there is no demand for the Navajo knife. And if you want to invest in something, there has to be some sort of demand. But unfortunately, with the Navajo, there just simply is no demand. Okay, guys, and up next we have everyone's least favorite knife. Again, we have the gut knife. Now, the gut knife, I'm putting a little bit over the Navajo. I know it is more expensive, but I'm putting this over the Navajo because this is a lot older of a knife. It's one of the OG knives, actually. This Autotronic is from the Gamma cases, so this is less OG, but some of the OG finishes, such as the Fade, can be found on this. So if we have a little look at some of the cases that we have in them, this one, the Autotronic in factory new, is going for about $300, and it's found in the Gamma cases, so it's not currently dropping. But if we go to an OG one, such as the Fade, we can see all of the cases that it is dropping from are quite old, such as the Bravo case, we have the Phoenix case, the Vanguard case, the Revolver case, and then the Winter Offensive case, and all these cases here as well. So that's the reason why I put the gut knife in this position. It's second last just because it doesn't have much demand to it, but it's better than the Navajo because it is older as well. Okay, guys, up next we have a pair of Shadow Daggers. Now, Shadow Daggers I was a little bit conflicted on. I was initially going to put them higher up in this list because in CS2 they have fixed the bug where it doesn't shake your crosshair anymore, which is nice, but I don't think I can put them any higher than this on the list, mainly because I still don't think there's much demand for it. People don't really like the Shadow Daggers that much, and also pairs like this one, the Black Laminate, they are still dropping in game as well. So if we just pull this up, we can see some of the cases that they are dropping from. This one is dropping from the Dreams and Nightmare case, so it's still actively dropping. And then the Operation Riptide, which is our last operation, it's going for about 120 on buff. And then we have some other stuff, such as the Spectrum cases where they're from. But overall, not the best knife, in my opinion. I do think there's better alternatives out there. So that is why I'm putting it this low at number 17 on the list. Okay, guys, I'm going to try hurry it along because we're already at 5 minutes now. But up next, we have the Bowie knife. Excuse me. Now, I know the Bowie knife isn't exactly the worst knife. It's not people's favorite knife anyway. The one thing I really don't like about the Bowie knife is that you only hold it with one hand. So say if you do have nice gloves, you can only hold it with one hand from it as well, which overall isn't the greatest. Now, what I do like about the Bowie knife and some variants, such as this variant, the Fade, is that it's only found in the Operation Wildfire case, which is an operation case and is quite long ago. So this does add some value to it. So if you are investing in the Bowie knife, I'd recommend going for one found in that case, such as the Fade. Okay, guys, at number 15, we have a favorite of mine. This is the Falchion knife. I can't put this any higher than 15 on the list because I know a lot of people do not care for the Falchion knife, but for me, it's one of my favorite knives. My main knife that I play with is a Falchion knife, Damascus steel that goes with my black and white setup. But anyway, guys, I'm not the biggest fan investing wise in the Falchion knife. I just like it for playing. If you are investing in the Falchion knife, I will go for some of the OG finishes like the Fade and the Crimson Web, as they can only be found in the Falchion case, and some of them are still dropping, which means this knife is going to be quite low on the list. Some of them are dropping in the Dreams and Nightmare case, such as the Gamma knives and also the Freehand. Okay, up next we have the Survivor knife. Now, I can't put this any further than this on the list because it is still dropping from cases. It can be found in the fracture case. So once the fracture case is removed, which I do think will be the next case to be removed, then I think this knife may have a bit of potential on it. But for me, the survival knife just isn't the greatest knife out there. It's a bit boring, so that's why I'm going to have to put it in at the number 14 spot. Okay, up next we have the paracord knife. Same reason as the survival knife. I don't think this is the greatest knife there is out there, and it is still actively dropping in fracture cases, and they only have the OG variants on it, such as the Fade and the Crimson Web. And I just think if you are going to be investing in a knife from the set, then I would just go for a skeleton knife instead. So that's why I'm going to have to put it down so low on the list. Coming in at number 12, we have the Huntsman Knife. Now, I am a big fan of the Huntsman Knife in terms of playing with. I like the little flip out effect here. And what you are looking at, this Huntsman Knife, I did have before a Tiger Tooth Huntsman, and I ended up making around $150 profit because I had this knife just as CS2 was released and or was announced, and I sold it for profit. Now, this sort of knife is found in the Spectrum case, so it is no longer dropping. But if you are to invest in a Huntsman knife, I'd recommend doing one of the OG finishes, such as Slaughter, as they can only be found in the Huntsman case, which is quite an old case, and it's going to get rarer and rarer. So if you are to invest one, I would do one of the OG finishes, such as the Slaughter, the Crimson Web, or the Fade. Okay, up next we have the Simple Knife, aka the Nomad Knife. I think in terms of a play knife, this is a very, very nice knife. I like the whole animations with it. I like the pull-out effect that it has it, and I like the rare pull-out design if I can get it now. But the reason why it's not higher up this list, if this was just a regular top 10 list of knives, or not top 10, but a regular ranked list of knives, ranked list of knives, I would have it higher, but I don't have it higher in this video just because it is still actively dropping in the fracture case. I'm getting quite unlucky. I can't get the rare animation, but oh well, you get the point. So that's why I'm gonna have to put it right here at the list, in the middle of the list at, I believe this is number 12. Okay, guys, up next we have the flip knife. It's either a knife that you either love it or hate it. Personally, I quite like the flip knife. I'm a lover of it. It is quite OG as well, so some of the OG finishes like the Fade and the Slaughter can only be found in very old cases, and the other cases are no longer dropping as well as they would be found in the Gamma cases. So overall, not a bad knife. That is why it is coming in at the number 10 spot. Okay, guys, up next we do have the classic knife. I quite like the classic knife, if I'm being very honest. And I do like some of the OG finishes, such as the fade. It's only found in the CS20 case. And overall, I think this is a very, very nice knife, especially the fade version. So if you are going to be investing into this knife, I'd highly recommend looking at the fade version. But I do think overall this is quite a good knife if you are looking for a long-term investment knife. Okay, guys, and up next we have the Ursus knife. Now, I quite like the Ursus knife. I can't even speak this video. I quite like the Ursus knife for a number of reasons. The main one is that it's mainly found in some of the cheaper cases that are no longer dropping, such as both the Prisma cases, the Danger Zone case, and the Horizon case. So I think as these cases are going up in value and the skins in them rise, I think the Ursus knife will rise with them as well. And it is quite cheap as well. So this Damascus steel that I'm holding is currently going for less than $200. So if you're looking for a nice budget knife, I think an Ursus knife would be a great option for you guys. Now, the exact same concept that I just mentioned for the Ursus knife can also be used for the Talon knife. I love the Talon knife. I think it is one of the most underrated knives there is out there. Just the inspecs on it, the way it pulls out, I think it is one of the best knives in the game. But there is better knives out there in terms of investing for, and that's why it is coming here on the list. Now, it's found in the Prisma case, as I previously mentioned, with the Ursus knife. As the case goes up, I think the Talon knife will increase in value as well. So overall, I think this knife is a very good option if you are looking for a knife for CS2. Now, up next, we have one of my favorite knives again, which is the Bayonet. Another knife that I think is a bit underrated as well. Everyone looks at the M9 Bayonet, but I think with the Bayonet's pull-out animation, I actually prefer this knife to the M9 Bayonet, believe it or not. Now, I do think this is a very good knife for investing in. It's one of the OG knives as well and is quite desirable. It's found in the chroma cases, such as this finish, the marble fade, and also a bunch of OG cases for some of the OG designs, such as the fade. So overall, I think this is a great knife and deserves the number 6 spot. This pick might be a bit controversial with you guys, but at the number 5 spot, I have put the Stiletto knife. Now, I am a massive fan of the Stiletto knife, and recently this knife has increased in value quite a bit. I believe it's doubled in price over the last number of months. But this is similar to the Talon knife and the Ursus knife, as it's found in the Prisma case, the Danger Zone case, and the Horizon case. So as those lower tier cases go up in value, also the Stiletto knife will go up as well. And I think you can still get a decent Stiletto knife for not crazy expensive. This Tiger Tooth one can be bought for over or a little bit under $500. So if you are looking for quite a high tier knife that isn't too expensive, I think the Stiletto is a great option, and I do think this knife will increase in value over the long term. Right, guys, so at the number 4 spot, we have the skeleton knife. Now look at that pull-out animation that I just did there. I think this knife is super not underrated because a lot of people rate this knife, but I think this is one of, if not the second best knife in the game. I think this is actually better than the Karambit, but I can't put this any higher on the list at the moment, mainly because it's still dropping, it's still in the fracture case, but once the fracture case does get removed, I think the skeleton knife will be a knife that people should definitely be looking at. At the number 3 spot, we have a community favorite, which is the M9 Bayonet. Now, I will admit this isn't exactly my favorite knife. I do like it, but I prefer the regular Bayonet, and I do think there's a lot better knives that you can get out there for even cheaper, such as a Stiletto or a Talon knife. But overall, I think this does have quite a lot of potential moving forward. It's already quite expensive, and it did go up and down quite a bit in the hype, so there is a lot of demand for this knife already. and it is an OG knife, so it can be found in the Gamma cases and then some of the old school cases that first dropped when CSGO came out, such as the weapon case. So overall, I think this is a pretty good option. For me personally, not in terms of playing with, I would rather pick a different knife for playing with, but for investing, I do think the M9 Bayonet is a very, very good option. And in at our runner-up spot, we have the Karambit. What can I say about the Karambit? It's an OG knife. It's a fan favorite. Everyone loves the Karambit. I love the Karambit. Number 2 spot, I think, is quite good. I do think that the Karambit still has room to grow at the moment. You can get some Karambits for under $1,000, and I do think once CS2 drops, a lot of people will be looking to pick up a Karambit for their inventory. So that is why I'm going to be putting it at the runner-up spot, simply because of so much demand, and once CS2 drops, a lot of people are going to want to pick up a Karambit for themselves. Okay guys, and you guessed it, yes, the best knife in the game is also the best knife in terms of investing, and this is the butterfly knife. Now, there is a few reasons why I think the butterfly knife is the best knife in the game, but not all versions of the butterfly knife. So some versions of the knife are still dropping in the Dreams and Nightmare case, such as the lower version is still dropping, but the versions like the one I'm holding, the Fade, can only be found in, let me just pull this up, can only be found in the breakout case, which is getting more and more expensive as time goes on. If we just have a little look at the breakout case, it's already very, very expensive. So a lot of people are getting priced out of this case already. So this means that the amount of butterfly fades that we are going to be seeing is going to be very, very low moving forward. So I do think the best overall investment you can make for a knife, I know it is expensive, but I do think it is a butterfly fade. So anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, and before we wrap up this video, I'm going to be announcing right now that I will be doing one giveaway again for 1,000 subscribers. So I recently just gave away these 2 Prince trains, where I will be giving away shortly after this video. But for 1,000 subscribers, I'm also going to be doing a giveaway. Let's see, what am I going to be giving away? Suppose it is a special occasion, I will give away this Falchion knife Damascus steel in field tested. So if you are interested in this knife, Falchion knife Damascus steel, all you have to make sure that you leave a like on this video, you are subscribed to the channel, and you comment down below with your Steam URL in your bio, and I will pick a winner at 1,000 subscribers, just how I did this video for 500. Anyway guys, thanks so much for all of the support on the videos recently. Let me know what you think of my list in the comments down below, and have a great rest of your day.